I'm going to share with you the biggest social media mistake I've ever made. And granted, I've actually made a lot of mistakes on social media, but probably the biggest by far was that I started trying to monetize it too soon. And I did monetize it, but it hurt me. And let me explain, like from the very beginning. So, when I first started my social media, it started from YouTube and then also Instagram, but it was mainly YouTube. That was my start. And my mission on YouTube was to literally just document my journey as a real estate investor, as a business owner, and to share the lessons that I was learning along the way because I had already made a lot of mistakes by then. And I wanted to share my mistakes and help people not make the same mistakes that I did. Like, that was literally the reason why I made a YouTube. I didn't want people to have to suffer the way that I suffered. That was why I made it. Now, after a long grind of like 2.5 years on YouTube, on Instagram, and all the other social platforms, I started making money on social media. And it was in the form of different ways from affiliates. I was getting affiliates from other things. And I was also getting deals from it, like real estate investing deals. People were sending me their deals as wholesalers and they said, "Hey, do you want to partner with me?" And so I started monetizing like crazy. And I started monetizing because after 2.5 years, I started making asks. I started actually asking the audience, "Hey, if you know anyone that wants to do coaching, sign up here. Then I can get an affiliate or something from that." Or I'd start asking and making call to actions in my videos, saying stuff like, if you are a wholesaler anywhere in the US and you want help on your deal, just shoot it over to me and I will help you out the best I can. And I would partner with those people. So I started making asks. And as soon as I started making money on social media, I learned the wrong lesson because I started making money because of these asks that I was making. And then I was like, oh, like I started making money. Like, could I triple that money if I made 3 times the asks? And I started asking people 3 more times or like every single post. So what I started to do, and this was my biggest mistake, is I started to make an ask or a call to action on every single video that I made. Every short that I made, every YouTube video I made, it had a call to action at the very end saying that if someone wants to get help for the real estate investing business, to let me know and I'll help them out. So these were asks, like these were pitches essentially. And I pitched too much because what I noticed is as I started doing that, as I started asking too much, everything started to drop. All my views, all my comments, all my engagement, they all started to drop. And I was like, what's going on? I've been doing the same thing and I think my content was improving at the time. And I was like, dude, what's going on? Like, why is this stuff going down? And it was because I started to ask my audience for too much. I really hurt the goodwill of my audience and my viewership because I started asking for everything too much. I started asking for people to sign up for coaching, for people to send me their deals. Like, it was more so becoming about me than it was about me serving them. And that was my biggest mistake. And now my goal is just literally go back to the basics, stop asking, is to just give until people start asking me how they can help me. That's what I'm doing now. And it was a mistake that I made, and I do not want to make the same mistake. And I think actually Gary Vee put it best in his book. I don't know the exact name, but the concept of the book is to jab, 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 hook. And essentially, what he was saying is that in the media space, the goal is to master the ratio of give to ask. And once you're established, the ratio that he described, roughly like 70% give, 25% ask, roughly that ratio, it's good for when you're established, when you're giving 75%, asking 25%. However, when you're brand new, it's probably much better to just give and give fully until they ask you for something. And so that's like essentially what I'm going back to. I'm going back to the basics. I'm going to give as much value as I possibly can to my audience without really asking for stuff. And hopefully, over time, over a long enough time horizon, people will start asking me how they can help me. Like, that's essentially the goal. And I learned the wrong lessons. And I think a lot of people make the same mistake. Once they start making money with their personal brand or social media and money from their audience, they start asking too much. They learn the wrong lesson. The lesson should have been, oh, I've been giving this free value for so long and I started to make money from it. Let me just keep giving more free value without asking for anything in return. So that was a lesson that I had to make, and I don't want you all to make the same mistake if you are out there building your personal brand. So good luck building your personal brand, and I'll see you in the next one.